Dear homophobic Christians, I know just seeing this title you're already like, what's she about to say? But I'm about to break down something I feel we should start thinking about before we start speaking, before we start acting. Now, the way I see it, it's not about the argument of whether it is God's, it's according to the Bible or not. We know the truth that in the Bible, God is against it. So it's not about that. The argument is not about that. Instead, what I'm talking about is how we react, because it's funny that when the law was passed in the US, the word that was going around was hashtag love wins. And that shows you that the one thing that was missing was love. And that is the one thing we failed to give. In the word of God, we also know that all sins are equal. So in the eyes of God, someone who is lying, someone who's stealing, someone who is killed, someone who's committing homosexuality, as far as God is concerned, all of it is equal. So it's funny when we are so about bashing one area, forgetting that in the eyes of God, everything is equal. And one of the stories I love to tell Christian is the story of the adulterous woman. And when the Pharisees brought her to Jesus, what they said was, Master, we've caught this woman in the act of adultery, and according to the law, we're supposed to stone the woman. And immediately Jesus bent down and he was writing down something. And he said something, he who has no sin, be the first person to cast the stone. Stones might not, you don't necessarily have to go on the street to go get stones to stone someone. Your words, your actions are stones. And Jesus' response was, if you have no sin, not if you have not committed adultery. Because if he had said, if you've not committed adultery, maybe one or two people would be like, well, I've not done it, so I'm gonna. But he said, he who has no sin. So that shows you that in the eyes of God, all sins are equal. And it's easy to throw stones at people, forgetting that you were saved by grace. That is all you have, grace. That is what's saving you. So, the next time you reach out to somebody, remember your actions, the way you talk, on its own is condemnation. And we are not called to condemn, we're called to love. And that's why when they asked Jesus, which of the commandments is the greatest? Because if you look at the commandments, it all points out sin. He said, the commandment I'm giving to you is to love, because that is the most important thing. That is the only thing. That's one of the things that shows the world you're a Christian. And he says, by this would they know you are my disciples, your love. And that is all you can give, your love. You cannot give any other thing, because at the end of the day, you can show them the word and you can show them all these things. But you should understand that a sinner, someone who is sinning, knows is already guilty. So you trying to put more guilt doesn't do anything. All you can do is show love and show the word. The rest is left for God. And that is the thing. Instead of throwing words, throw in prayer. Get down on your knees and pray for that person. And love the person. Don't treat the person differently. Show them love. And show them compassion. So dear homophobic Christians, you need to show love.